Now I understand. That which I chase runs from me, whether health, wealth, success, or right relations. To be as Jesus means to be still and become that which I see, that which I already am and have in the completeness of my being. Then everything I desire through my vision of the ideal life will literally chase me. I have found the point of contact within my mind that corresponds to the finished kingdom on earth, the wholeness of life where every aspiration is already fully manifest. I have seen this. I have felt it. I have walked into it in consciousness and have become it. I am all that I could conceive myself to be, and the glory of God now fills my heart and mind. And the word is spoken. Be still and know that I and you are God. From the Jesus Code by John Randolph Price. Good morning. Good morning. It's a little odd morning for me because I was supposed to talk about something else. I don't know what it was, but I think it was Transform. It was a long title, and things happen in life, and you got to be ready and open for them. And just receive them as they come, because it's intuition that is building. Hi, Karen. It's good to see you. Yeah. And when things like that happen, things get kind of flustered and, oh, you should see me, and nervous and crazy, but that's okay. Always come back to being still, listen, and follow your intuition, because it'll always be the right answer. It will always be the right path. Last week, I just started the workshop with Patty and Lamar, Susan, Dawn. So many people have given their time to it and have put it together. Thank you both. What a fantastic workshop. What a wonderful, wonderful pathway and avenue to knowing yourself. We're so lucky that this has come to be here at the center. And in that process last week, Patty told me she was going to talk about visioning, that was coming up. And I thought, okay, well, maybe I could work it into my talk. And then I got a text from a fellow practitioner in California, and she told me that Ray Jordan, who is the coordinator and chairman of Visioning for Centers for Spiritual Living, was going to be talking to Dr. I'm going to forget his name, Peterson? Waterhouse, thank you. Waterhouse. John Waterhouse. Yes, John Waterhouse. Yeah, I agree with you. And they were going to be talking about visioning. So I said, that's it. Spirit has spoken. Change it. Visioning. I said, I could call Jenny and Teresa, our lovely little soldiers over there that work at night, work the night before, and put it all together. And I knew that by Saturday night, they had kicked off their shoes, opened a cold one, and said, it's done. So am I to tell them, call them, you know what, I want to change it? No. Just work with it. I thought to myself, they're relaxing and for work very well done, and we're so grateful for what they do. And so I said, I'll just live with the punches and groans and moans and go on with what Spirit is telling me to do. So I said, I'm going to talk about visioning. Why visioning and why this Sunday? Because Patty at the workshop this afternoon is going to do visioning. And it is something great. It's actually what brought me into this organization, and it was the first job by a new minister that I was given. When you become a reverend of a Center for Spiritual Living, you're given one opportunity, one choice to make freely. without contacting the core council. Then on, the core council makes all the decisions for you. I mean, you have a big influence, but the chairman pretty much and that core council rules. So he said, I'm going to choose you as to be the visioning coordinator for the center. I was like, what? And I didn't want to say no. He was new and helping and be supportive. I said, okay, what do I have to do? He told me about the steps and how you go about it. I said, okay, I think I can do that. And he invited me to one of the visionings at the center. So I want to make a good impression. I know I've told this story before to some of you, but bear with me. And we went to the room where we vision, and we sit in a circle, and there's certain steps you go down, and you can learn about that as Patty introduces it at her workshop. And I was nervous about it, and we go into a meditative state. It's not a meditation, but a meditative state. And we vision on a topic that the Reverend, community spiritual leader, or the core council has suggested for him to vision on. So we came together and got out our sheets and our pens ready, and he led us through it. And I think it's 5 questions. And whatever comes to you at that process, you're to write down. You're to write, is it 7? 8 steps, sorry, 8 steps. Thank you, Patty. And you go through it and write down those steps. Write down what comes to you on a pre-written outline. So he says, and whatever comes to you, this is what you're going to write down. Okay. Whether it be whatever you're smelling at the time, whatever you're hearing at the time, or maybe you want to see some colors, or maybe you see colors. Maybe you want to draw. Whatever comes to you. Wow, that was kind of weird, huh? Okay, so I sat down with these older members of the center, and we began to vision. And I knew, well, I had already, in my mind, put down what I was going to come up with. I'll say I saw a rainbow. I said I saw fresh flowers, or, a field, something nice. So I went into the meditative state, something conservative. I don't want to be too crazy. I'm just starting out. So we went into it. And then in the distance, I've never had this experience. There was something running around. As I closed my eyes and I said, is that a fly? And then I opened my eyes and they were all in a meditative state, and I closed my eyes again. What's going on? And it's coming closer to me. And I'm opening my eyes, clearing my mind, and it's coming towards me. And finally I can make it out. It's a monkey. And, I don't have a particular liking of monkeys. I don't hate monkeys, but, I don't know why is a monkey there? And they're loud, and sometimes they smell, and I've been to the zoo, so I don't want monkeys. But there he was. And so I went through the process, and the monkey was reaching for something. Reaching for it. And I was scared. It was like the monkey was right there. And this was unusual for me. I don't get these type of experiences in visioning. And the monkey was reaching. And I said, what are you doing? What is he reaching for? And he kept reaching. And then the vision was over. We went through the steps, and then it came time. There's a moment where you tell about, if you wish, if you got anything to tell about what vision you got. And people got wonderful visions, beautiful. I thought about, just go with the field, go with the flowers, don't do this. And the Reverend said, I want you to express what you really saw. And I thought, oh God, should I do it? And then I just said, I'm just going to go for it. He's, can't be that bad. And I said, I saw a monkey. And I remember the coordinator or the core council president said, what did you say? And I said, I saw a monkey. And they were like, a monkey? Like an animal monkey? I said, yeah. I don't know why, but I saw a monkey, and I told them I haven't been smoking anything. I'm not on drugs or any kind of medication. I don't do drugs and I don't do any of that stuff. I said, and I had my breakfast, and I don't understand. And they were very kind and very nice. Well, these are things that come up. And the Reverend, well, this came up. There's nothing we can do. Well, I didn't know where to go from there, but I said, we'll come back to the next vision. So again, like I said, I went this weekend, and my friend in California, practitioner friend, told me about Ray Jordan giving this teleconference with Tom Waterhouse. There I go. And I listened to it. It was wonderful to hear Ray Jordan again. I had met her in San Diego once. Brilliant, vibrant lady, so full of energy and insight. And I'm so glad she's our coordinator for visioning. And I thought, well, this is a wonderful time to do this talk because we're looking for a visioning core. And what we like to say in the Centers for Spiritual Living is that we don't want you to do something you don't have to do. We want you to do something that resonates with you. And maybe out there, visioning resonates with you. Maybe meditation does, maybe something else. Or in our listening audience, if this resonates with you, please come in and join me. Because I began visioning then for a center and began visioning for my life. And I'm living a life that would only be possible in a vision. I mean, you couldn't write it the way I'm experiencing it. I mean, this is fantastic. Sometimes I have to pinch myself. Am I living this? Is this happening? The job I wanted, created, a place I never thought I would live in, in such a beautiful place, I'm here. I mean, it all came about. And visioning played an important role in it. What is visioning? And all I'm taking is I'm referencing and footnoting from Ray's conversation with Dr. Waterhouse. So this is what I'm putting in. Instead of footnoting her all the way through, I'm giving this all to her because she brought about all these insights that came back to me rather quickly. We call it an evolutionary spiritual practice with the Centers of Spiritual Living because it works from the inside out. We say a practice because we do this as an exercise. Most centers do it once a month. And I think we'll probably do it once a month. And we do it with the different organizations within, subcommittees within the Centers for Spiritual Living also. The Core Council does it. Whoever meditates, doing the planning. Even those who facilitate the cleaning, they do visioning. And it's not a process that's linear. It's not something where you're going to go down. It's in steps as it comes about. But what you're going to be opening is you're not going to be using the left side of your brain. You're going to be using the right side of your brain. It's a process of letting go and releasing and embracing also. We call it an evolutionary process because it leads to our spiritual transformation. The issues or topics we vision on are requested, as I said, for our spiritual community. And the topics come up through the Core Council or our spiritual leader, which is a reverend. Again, like I said, the process is linear. It is not right brain. You are not, this is important, you are not looking for a clear answer. You are not looking for a clear answer at that moment. You are not making something happen. You are not getting from one place to another. I know some people are saying, well, this sounds kind of crazy. And it is, you're letting go of that analytical reason, wanting something concrete to happen. There is no plan and there is no strategy at this point during this process. That is going to happen in a different place. We don't know how, but we know it's going to happen. So you don't want to hold too tight onto it. Remember again, you're not looking for a clear answer. You're not making something happen to get to your place. And there's no plan or strategy as of yet. Now, she's not a doctor, but Ray Jordan, who's a practitioner, brought up that when this began, she thought it was the most ridiculous thing she had ever encountered. She was very uncomfortable with it, like I was. And she was very, it's unnerving, There's a lot of things that are unpredictable in our life. How to throw yourself into something, again, that is. But if you don't invite this process or at least entertain it for a little while, you're not going to let go of that which is holding you back enough to open up a new avenue and pathway. So it's important that you at least try a little bit. Because it's like grandma's punch at Christmas that has a little bit and you're underage and you try it and boy, I want more. And it makes you feel good. So you're going to want more. But don't worry, you're not going to get too crazy here. You're aligning yourself to a mental equivalent. You're allowing spirit to fill in the details. And really, we've been visioning here at the Austin Center of Spiritual Living from the very beginning because the details are coming. Have you seen that visioning board out there? It's wonderful. Have you seen the center down at the bottom that Connie did? That's going to be our center. That's going to happen. Keep that picture in mind. Because you're going to walk through those front doors and you're going to say, this is the center that was in the bed. Yeah, that's it. This is the way visioning works. And it works for your life in the same way. So how does visioning work? By working through us. An evolutionary spiritual practice allowing us to evolve into our greater yet to be. Recognizing who we really are. Why did I come here? What am I here to do? What must I heal and surrender to become that? What must I heal and surrender to become the greater yet to be? As a person in our community, in our world. What is visioning asking? Visioning is not, and I know Patty will go over this again. I didn't share notes with Patty, but I know she has it more in detail, so I'm leaving it, open in certain areas. Remember today, she'll go into this. Spiritual mind treatment is not a meditation. It has an agenda. Where meditation, you'll sit there and just be in that moment. Visioning has an agenda. It's asking questions. But it's not looking for specific answers. Not yet. Not at this time. It's not looking for specific answers. If you look for specific answers, if you're wanting that, you're wanting to do a spiritual mind treatment. You're wanting to treat and move your feet to get that specific answer. Visioning is for a higher ideal. It's for an opening of a higher ideal. So, let me go back to the monkey. I thought, okay, well, that was a moment. They forgave me. It's happened. It was my first time. And I've got like about 2 or 3 visioning processes at the new center. And they're going to, I've got a honeymoon period is what it is. So, before the axe comes. So I said, okay, so we went back into another visioning. Again, we're visioning, I think, for abundance. We're visioning for where our center was going to go back then. And so we went into visioning, and darn it, who was there again? Monkey. The monkey was back. And I thought, why? I'm just going to ignore it. Get out of there. Get away from me. I was like, go away. Go away. And so there he was again, the monkey. And he ran up to me. And I opened my eyes because I was startled. And everybody was in a meditative state, or visioning state, I should say. And I brought back down my eyelids. And I said, no. And he was there. And then the monkey ran back to where it was reaching. And again, it was reaching. It was reaching. It was reaching. And so we went through the process, and again, we had to share, and I was like, what am I going to say? But this time when we went, as soon as I opened my eyes, did you see the monkey? And everybody was, did you see? I said, yes. The monkey's still there. Well, what is he doing? I said, he's reaching for something, but I don't know what it is. I said, okay. And then one of the ladies, a very good friend of mine, said, next time we vision, Andy, why don't you ask it? And I said, ask? He says, yeah. Ask the monkey. What does it want to give you? And so I said, okay, that sounds like a novel idea. I'll try anything to get rid of it. So the next process, we went through the visioning again next month, and it was on another topic requested by the community spiritual leader or the core council. I think it was abundance again. We went in. Sure enough, there was the monkey. And I saw it there reaching. And I looked at it in my mind's eye. And it made its way over to me. And I said, what are you reaching for? What do you want to give me? And unbelievable, just like a step, like a release. The monkey went, pulled down something off a branch. The branch shook as it came, walked over, and shoved it in my face. It was like, whoa! And it was a flower. And I said, a flower? And the flower was the most brilliant flower I had ever seen. It was like a flower that was on fire. The petals were developing and burning and falling off. And the center was fire, and the flowers were burning, and the petals were burning and falling off. It was a flower, I don't know how to say, in moment, in vibration, in living. It was beautiful. So finally I said, the monkey has given me the gift. So when I opened my eyes and cut everything else, did you ask the monkey? They owe me. Get right to it. I said, yes. The monkey gave me a flower. And I told him about the flower, how brilliant and beautiful it was, and how lovely it was. And I said, I don't understand. Why the beautiful flower? And my practitioner, friend, and good buddy told me, the flower is you. The flower is you. It is the gift of your life. And that was wonderful. And what an insight that it could only go through that process to know. And I'm thankful for the monkey. And I haven't seen the monkey since. It gave me the gift and released what it needed to release to me, went on his way, and I went on to greater and wonderful visions. Visioning has been called receptive prayer. You're asking, who am I? You're asking for your highest self, which is the innermost self. So you're asking yourself, because it's you. Which is the innermost self? Asking, what must I embrace to become? What must I embrace to become? In visioning, you want to ask the highest, most expansive question. Is what you want. To ask is to allow you to open up to something you haven't considered opening up to. That I should repeat. To ask is to allow you to open up to something you haven't considered opening up to, the divine idea. Accept the gift. And I needed to accept that gift from the monkey, that realization, that revelation, that I was a gift, that you're a gift. And it came at an ideal, perfect time, because it really was the blossoming of my life at that moment. And it wants to reveal to you that you and everyone is the gift. My visions, I became the vision coordinator at that time, and the Reverend stepped back, even though I didn't want him to step back, but he did. I wanted my hand to be held through the process, and until I had a little bit more confidence built up. But he said, no, Andy, this is the time. This is when you need to do it. And he let me go, and the visioning core, some stayed, some left. The monkey thing probably was a little bit too much. But they saw things also. Dreams came into play. Relatives I had never met came into play. And I almost like to say, like a healing, a surrender and a healing was happening through visioning. And I was gaining a firmer ground on which to stand and which to build my spiritual life. And at that time, I had no idea of becoming a practitioner. And then later, it sounded to be something more that I wanted to do. And all of this came about from that moment of visioning. And I vision in my own life for all things. Sometimes something comes to me. Sometimes it doesn't. Just silence. At that time, in the Visioning Corps, and those who are members of the Visioning Corps who feel it resonates with them, sometimes we like to say they're holding consciousness for us. They're holding a space so that we can have something come through. And I never hold on too tight to that visioning process, because it's within that process that you're going to allow things to come through. Remember, things that you have never considered. The divine ideal. So you want that space and you want that availability to happen. Again, visioning is not about the law of attraction. That is a process that happens after you vision. You will attract in your life those things. But at the process of visioning, you don't want it to be too tight, because you're actually receptive and being open. So you want that field to stay open. It's not about what you and I need. It's not about how we get it. Remember, you're asking for the ideas that are broader and deeper. It's not about doing it right or not. So there's not a right way to vision in what you're receiving. There's not, oh, that's the right vision. No. It's not about that. It's about the willingness and the intention. It flows when you least expect it. And the monkey will show up when you least expect it. That idea that is there, that is going to help you surrender and heal and move you on to the next yet great to be. So again, I want to say that at this wonderful workshop that Patty and Lamar and Susan and others who are so involved are giving, you will learn this process. It will be such a benefit to your life. I can't imagine you not doing visioning, just trying and entertaining it for a moment. Again, I warn you only a little bit. Be prepared to let go of your sorrows, of I can't do this, I won't do that, it's not possible, because it will untie that knot for you, and the things that you have always wanted to do are going to be made possible. I always like when we start the visioning thing, so many people come up with different ideas and different things. It's all right. And they're in different awarenesses. They're at different levels. It's all good. So don't think I'm not supposed to be thinking that. Is there a right way to be? No. Just surrender yourself to the process and let yourself unfold. Really let yourself unfold. And Austin's a beautiful place to let it happen, because so much is happening here. So much is coming into this place. So much energy. I'm holding the floodgates back from California, which I'm sure you'll be glad to know, as so many of my friends want to run over here. And that's wonderful. I do want to, before I conclude, we did a workshop in the beginning. The creator of this process now has a huge, he developed it. I think Lamar developed it and came about with it. Beckwith, and is the author of this, so I do want to pay credit to him. He visioned in his apartment, in his living room, for a large congregation and a large center, and of course he came up with agape. And I had the fortune to meet one of those ladies who was in that prayer group with him, envisioning group, at his apartment. And she told me that they held it open so wide because they wanted something very large. They wanted something huge to build. And they are out of an auditorium. If you ever have the opportunity to be to Culver City, California, in his center, and I'm sure everyone knows Michael Beckwith. He's big in our philosophy. And you have to wait in line, and it wraps around, and it's a big thing, and it's wonderful in there. It's fantastic. And to imagine that he sat in the living room of his apartment and he visioned for this to come about. And it's a university now, I think, isn't it, Lamar? The whole Agape Center. And so, sky's the limit. And the important thing is that there are no limits, and it's an opening for yourselves personally to use in your own spiritual growth. Ernest Holmes has this to say, again, the founder of our and father of our philosophy. We are not forcing anything to happen. We do not coerce God. We cooperate. As we recognize God's universal nature as good, as the source of all abundance, and as the perfection that resides behind all life, then we may come to accept all these things. We do not create them ourselves. We do not create them ourselves. We accept them. And in our acceptance of them, they are manifested in and as our experience. That's Ernest Holmes. So please trust the visioning process. Know that the purpose of visioning is deep listening. We are inviting divine insight and revelation, a direct knowing of who we really are, to come into view. Don't try to make anything happen. Because when I started the visioning process, I wanted to make things happen. Don't. Things will happen. And they will come together as they already are. It's already a finished and whole, complete process. So please, just leave yourself open and receptive in your heart. And fasten your seatbelts and get ready for a wonderful ride. So let us go into spiritual mind treatment. And I'll wait for some meditation music, and then we'll go into this wonderful, wonderful spiritual mind treatment. Yes. Thank you, my little monkey. Thank you. Thank you for all the many gifts and awakenings and insights that has led me to this wonderful, wonderful place in time, the Austin Center for Spiritual Living. Thank you for all these people in this sanctuary and our listening audience. I'm so grateful. My heart is so full of gratitude that I am a chosen one, as you are a chosen one. One to know that there is no separation in life. There is no me and you and it. It's all one. It's all one spirit. That spirit is you. That spirit is me. And it is all love. It's all embrace. It's big arms wrapped around us, wrapped around this whole being, this whole human experience. Human experience from a spiritual experience, from a spiritual background. And I'm thankful for the spiritual practices, prayer, meditation, visioning, all that are there to guide me on my journey to know who I am. All the little animals, all the spiritual guides, all the people in my life, past and present, all those who brought me to this moment, to this awareness of being, to this wonderful moment that says, yes, you are the gift. All of you are the gift. So we shine, we are content, we are happy, we are knowing love. What is it to know love? What is it to be love? To sit in that idea of love, wholeness, complete, knowing there's no beginning or end or time. It's love, and here we are. Here we are expressing it. Here we are experiencing it. Open up your heart and experience the love and peace and joy. Accept it. It's you. You're that love. You're that gift. You are that gift. It's within you. You're that yes to the universe. You're that whole and complete idea. That divine perfection is you. Let's accept that. Let's know that. Let's recognize that. I am love. I am love. I am a gift. I am the gift in this universe, to this universe. And I am thankful. I am so grateful in knowing this. And I, as Andy Amaya practitioner, know this for you and hold this in my heart as I know that to be the truth. I speak my word into the law of mind because it's my choice and I'm the creator to do so. We are the creators, so we speak this into the law of mind, the principle to make things happen. It's the only law that works. Without a doubt, this spiritual mind treatment will not come back void. This treatment will not come back void. It is already done. And so it is.